From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Monday morning. Right now, as we take a live look at First Alert radar, you can see a whole lot of action here. Looks a little bit drier right now in the Cascades, but the lower valley to the basin, the Blue Foothills, also a little bit drier in the Blue Foothills, but up into the Blue Mountains, we are seeing some light rain showers at the very least. Visibility is lousy right now in the Kittitas Valley. Looks a little bit better for the rest of our lower elevation spots. We'll continue to track that throughout the rest of this morning. Also, winds gusting out of the south and west are going to be a factor for today, already gusting between 25 to 35 miles per hour in the Blue Mountains. Right now, temperatures are down into the 40s and 50s in the valleys, 50s for the lower Columbia Basin, 40s and 50s also for the Blue Foothills, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades. This is going to be our best shot to see snowfall for today. So for today, rain and thunderstorms likely across the map. We're going to have seasonal high temperatures, and we'll have more action as we head into tomorrow. The rest of this week looking much nicer out there. I'll touch on that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, thousands of people in Kennewick gathering together as part of a nationwide protest. What many of them are protesting is coming up. And April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We have the details on a new campaign about the importance of keeping your eyes on the road and when you may see more officers on the road. Also ahead, the Trump administration is standing by the tariffs that have been put in place, but what do investors think? We'll find out on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Monday, April 7th. Jade Elliott has the day off today. Now, we do want to start off with your top stories, and we start with new information this morning. A major protest drew around 2,000 people to Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick over the weekend. And this is part of the nationwide hands-off movement, with people all over the country raising their voices on various different issues, but all in opposition to the Trump administration with one single message: hands off. Organized by the Tri-Cities Indivisible, this demonstration stretched nearly half a mile and lasted over 2 hours. Participants chanting, honking, and voicing concerns about recent government policies, such as the mass firing of federal workers, immigration raids, and the involvement of Elon Musk in the federal government. And that's just to name a few issues. Former congressional candidate Carmela Conroy joined from Spokane, calling the protest nonpartisan and focused on unity. Many protests have taken place against the administration since Trump took office for the second time in January. But Saturday's protests appear to be the most widespread to date. Some protests across the U.S. drew counter-protesters. And speaking of actions against the Trump administration, Washington and Oregon file a lawsuit against what they're calling the administration's illegal executive order attacking elections and voting rights. State Attorney General Nick Brown and other lawmakers announcing on Friday they claim that neither the Constitution nor any federal law gives the president the authority to set rules for how states conduct elections.
The president has no authority to set rules for how states conduct their elections. It is the states that decide how voters are registered. It is the states that decide how ballots are counted. It was Washington that decided to adopt vote by mail, which led to us having one of the highest rates of voting in the nation.
Brown also saying that about 9% of U.S. citizens that are of voting age do not have such documents readily available that the executive order is calling to have when registering to vote, that is. And more out of Washington state, 2 female high school athletes, one a Prosser High School student, have filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education. They claim state policies allowing transgender athletes to compete in women's sports violate federal law. Our very own Morgan Huff has more.
Soleil Hoffer, a senior at Prosser High School, and Cora Langridge, a freshman at Gonzaga Preparatory School, argue that the current policy, which permits biological males to compete in female sports based on gender identity, creates an unfair advantage. Hoffer, who has earned a college scholarship and competes in multiple track events, expressed frustration with the policy. She said in the complaint, quote, "It's fundamentally unfair that despite all of our hard work, we are being forced to race against athletes with inherently biological advantages," end quote. Langridge, who competes in the 40-meter and other events, shared her own personal experience after competing against the same transgender athlete at a recent invitational. The transgender athlete took first place and Langridge finished fourth, missing a podium spot by 1 place. Her mother said, quote, "Cora worked for a hard spot on the podium and was denied it because of this policy," end quote. The complaint was filed by Catherine Anderson and Suzanne Beecher, both attorneys from Alliance Defending Freedom. They argue that the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association policy, which allows athletes to compete based on gender identity, violates Title VI, which guarantees equal opportunities for women in sports. The attorneys contend that the WIAA's guidelines lack physical requirements to ensure fairness for female athletes. Morgan Huff, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Morgan, for that. And the athletes are requesting an investigation and changes to ensure female athletes can compete fairly in sports based on biological sex rather than gender identity. Turning now to crime news this morning, Benton County deputies and animal control began investigating a possible case of animal cruelty and illegal dog breeding from over the weekend. Deputies say 13 dogs were seized from a home in Benton County on Saturday. The animals will now be cared for by animal control, plus a veterinarian is expected to examine them in the coming days. There's no word yet on any arrests that have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. Now, there is a new traffic safety campaign launched by the state of Washington, and it shows the importance of keeping your eyes on the road. All of April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and this campaign features a 30-second video that's up on your screen now, and it demonstrates how much the road can change in a short amount of time. It's reminding drivers to keep their focus on driving, as according to studies, it takes an average of 5 seconds to read a text message, and in that time frame, a car traveling at city speeds can cover approximately 220 feet, and that's the length of 3/4 of a football field. Law enforcement agencies across the state will also be deploying extra emphasis patrols this week, so they're looking for distracted drivers from April 7th, that's today, through the 14th. Looking ahead today, over in Richland, get ready for an upcoming park closure. The Leslie Groves Park parking lot, located at Snyder Street, will be closed for scheduled pavement treatments this week. That's today through the 11th, and the closure is only expected to last for about 2 days, but which days are still up in the air. Additionally, the parking lot at Saint Street will also be closed, and that closure is expected to last only 1 day. Also, paving work on I-84 near the Boardman exit could slow motorists down early this week. The Oregon Department of Transportation saying drivers should expect delays today and tomorrow. That's near exits 164 and 159, and those are the Main Street and Tower Road exits. Crews will be working on and off the ramps with intermittent daytime closures, so if you can, check ODOT before you take off for your commute this morning. Talking sports now, the Tri-City Americans saw their 2024 to 2025 season come to a close Friday night, falling 7-0 to the Victoria Royals in Game 5 of their best-of-7 series. Now, with the loss, the WHL careers of Carter McAdams, Brandon Wynot, and Americans captain Jake Sloan have come to an end, the three combining for 797 career WHL regular season games. And our team caught up with head coach Stu Burns just before the weekend's games, and he said playoff games at the Toyota Center bring a different kind of energy.
We're blessed with some great fans and really support us throughout the regular season very, very well. And obviously playoffs is even more exciting time of year for everybody. It's literally, win or you have to go home. So I think everybody's excited for it. It's going to be a fun night. It's a big challenge for us. We got to make sure that we're ready to go, and hopefully we get a good result.
Now, although they lost 0-7 to the Royals in Game 5, they got a win this season with their fans, as the Ams averaged 4,009 fans per regular season game, marking this the first time since 2014 to 2015 that season, and the average attendance was over 4,000. And the team taking to social media to thank their fans for their unwavering support. All right, start your engines. The Tri-City Raceway officially opened for the season over the weekend. Raceway in West Richland opened this year's season with the 56th annual Apple Cup. So fans packed the stands for 2 days of high-speed action, cheering on drivers as they battled it out on the region's fastest half-mile tri-oval. And from rookies to returning favorites, the energy was electric as engines roared and the checkered flag waved on another thrilling start to the racing season. Coming up next here on Good Morning Northwest, a bill is expected to be introduced today, one that would rein in President Trump's tariff powers. But the president saying the tariffs are sticking around, and we have the details coming up in your national headlines. And first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. It's all right here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
A person's home may be their castle, but Legends Casino Hotel is your palace of prizes in April. Entries into the palace can only be earned by using your Legends Rewards card. Win between $2,000 and $8,000 every Thursday. Then on April 24th, we'll draw a winner for a shiny new Volkswagen Jetta. So, jet on over to the palace of prizes at Legends Casino Hotel in April. In the meantime, you can begin cleaning out that royal garage to make room for your new Volkswagen Jetta.
Hey Ham Fam! Easter is April 20th, and when your family gathers this season, spend less time in the kitchen and more time with your loved ones. At Honey Baked Ham, we have everything your gathering needs, starting with our fully cooked spiral cut ham, dripping with our famous mouth-watering glaze. Add a smoked or oven-roasted turkey breast, delicious sides and desserts. Your complete feast is waiting for you at Honey Baked Ham. Order online or give us a call. Honey Baked Ham, helping you make the most of your time with family.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Step up to the all-in-one GE Profile laundry machine for just $22.98. Save $600 today. It combines both washer and dryer functions into one sleek appliance, saving space and offering unmatched convenience. Wi-Fi connectivity allows you to control and monitor your laundry from anywhere, saving you time and effort. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
Attention former Hanford workers and contractors. You deserve the benefits and care you've earned. You may qualify for benefits including life-changing in-home health care. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free Atomic Family Reunion at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick on Friday, April 11th. Reconnect, enjoy great food, and learn about exclusive benefits to help you live longer, better, and independently at home. RSVP by calling 509-286-2661 or visit uewhealth.com.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
You're going to want to hear this.
When I became president, I asked about the secrets. Aliens, Bigfoot, who killed JFK.
The biggest secret is right under your nose.
What aren't you telling me?
Seattle Kraken battle the Kings. Watch tonight starting at 7 on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take you on a temperature tour starting off in Kittitas County. We're right at 40 degrees for Snoqualmie Pass, around 50 degrees for both Ellensburg and Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, a mixture of 40s and 50s, 50 for Toppenish, 51 for Yakima, 49 for Union Gap. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, also we're hovering right around 50 degrees, 52 for the Tri-Cities, 50 for Mesa, 49 for Connell. It's really the temperatures around the same clip in the Blue Foothills and only down into the mid-40s this morning for Cabbage Hill, Meacham, Battle Mountain, and for Ukiah. Here's your day planner for today. For lower elevations, temperature is going to be locked in the 50s and 60s, and we will have chances of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. It looks like for lower elevations, the best chances of thunderstorms are going to be around midday, and then for the foothills, some of that could extend as we head into the late afternoon to early evening. So for today, showers and thunderstorms likely across the map. Seasonal high temperatures, winds gusting out of the south and west between 20 to 45 miles per hour. Some of the strongest wind gusts are going to be in the Cascades. And then for tonight, winds still gusting out of the south and west. They're definitely going to be a lot lighter past 8 p.m. Overnight lows down into the 30s and 40s, and leftover showers and thunderstorms are mainly going to be likely in the Blue foothills and for both the Blues and the Cascades. I'll time all this out with Futurecast, and I'll show you how much rainfall and snowfall we're expecting. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. International headlines this morning. Today could be another rough day for retirement funds. This after S&P 500, Dow, and NASDAQ futures plunged yesterday. Analysts saying the reason are the sweeping new tariffs from President Trump, but Republican Congressman Don Bacon says he'll introduce a bill today that would rein in Trump's tariff powers. He says it faces a tough road in the House, but might get enough bipartisan votes to pass in the Senate. But without anything to stop them at this time, the Trump administration says new tariffs will be sticking around. Amy Kiley has more on the moves that are giving investors headaches.
The tariffs are coming.
The Trump administration is doubling down on tariffs as stock markets around the world plunge. Those in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand report early losses today. Tumbles in U.S. stock futures yesterday follow back-to-back sell-offs last week.
I went back and I looked for drops of 15% with a president who was inheriting a bull market. There's only one dude on your screen. It's Donald John Trump.
Here's the president responding last night when asked about the market volatility.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
A universal 10% tariff on all imports is now in effect after starting on Saturday. This Wednesday, additional duties on products from dozens of countries are set to begin.
There's no postponing. They are definitely going to stay in place for days and weeks.
President Donald Trump says he only wants to make deals with countries that close trade deficits with the U.S. He insists tariffs will be good for Americans in the end and predicts a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing. Experts agree the duties might help certain domestic producers, but most mainstream economists say they will also lead to higher prices.
Basically, at this point, you average all these different companies together who put forecasts out on the chance of a recession. It's about 50-50.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, some movies at the box office broke records while others broke hearts. We will look at the highs and lows coming up in just a few minutes, but first, Josh will have your full forecast. That is right after the break.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a ride. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or taking on serious acreage, let's go the distance. Shop in store and online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel. Let's go mow.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
Spring is in the air, so let's fill it with music. At Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, our New Beginnings Spring Used Piano Sale is in full swing. From charming uprights to grand statement pieces, we've got gently loved pianos at prices that'll put a spring in your step. Each piano is expertly tuned, ready to play, and waiting for you. Spring into new beginnings today at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland, because life's more fun when you know how to play.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to track widespread wet weather on the map for this morning. We look a little bit drier for the valleys and for portions of the Cascades, but elsewhere that is not the case. Okay, we're going to put this in motion. You're going to see a lot here on Futurecast. Stop this throughout the day. This is 8 this morning. Looks like the bulk of the action in the Blues, but you'll notice really for both the Blues and the Cascades, we'll have action all throughout the day. And as we get closer to midday and deeper into the afternoon, looks like this is going to turn more scattered in nature for lower elevations, and then again we'll continue to track some more action for the mountain ranges, especially in the Cascades throughout the evening into tomorrow morning. Just more snow. We'll show you some of the snowfall totals here in a second. And then this is 8 for tomorrow morning, still up in the Cascades, but this eventually starts to spread into lower elevations around midday. And again, the mode kind of turns into more scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow afternoon. And we do look much drier overall as we head into the evening and eventually into the overnight hours. So here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours. Maybe upwards of 5 inches of snow for US Highway 12. I think that's probably going to be the snowiest location within our viewing area. Maybe a couple of inches for Oregon 204. Probably not even that much for Interstate 84. In terms of rainfall over the next 48 hours, the Cascades are going to be the big winner, but also we could get upwards of ½ an inch in the Blue Foothills, maybe a little bit more than that for some of the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Winds going to be a big factor for today, specifically from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., gusting out of the south and west. Some of the fastest wind gusts being in the Cascades, as they could gust around 45 miles per hour. Okay, so this is mainly going to be a 2-day ordeal. We look much drier after that. There's going to be another little impulse for Friday and Saturday, but that one does not look like anything concerning. High temperatures mostly going to stay above average over the next 7 days, the warmest days being on Thursday and Friday. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain and storms likely today and windy on top of that. A few thunderstorms possibly left over tomorrow, then dry for Wednesday and beyond. In Yakima, about 50-50 chances of showers and storms today and tomorrow, dry and staying mild past midweek. In Ellensburg, also roughly 50-50 chances of showers and storms over the next couple days, dry beyond Wednesday, and then the winds become a factor by Friday and Saturday. For Hermiston, rain and thunderstorms likely today, much less likely tomorrow, than some dry and mild/warm weather for Wednesday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, showers and thunderstorms likely both today and tomorrow, dry and warming up Wednesday and Thursday, but cooler with small shower chances returning Friday and Saturday. Now you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
The Inland Northwest is a vibrant community, rich in tradition and pride. And Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like nitrates, bacteria, and PFAS. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
So what do you think about these?
We like this.
Yeah, we love it.
When it's time for an update or a complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turned out.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com to learn more about no interest, no payments for 12 months.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Welcome to Hoops, your new favorite restaurant and bar, where the vibe is clean, the food is delicious, and the staff always friendly. Whether you're in for a night of trivia, a round of pool, darts, dancing, pull tabs, or karaoke, Hoops has it all. Great food, great people, Hoops, where every night is a great experience. Hoops Bar. Stop by today for your next great night out.
The Seattle Kraken battle the Kings. Watch tonight starting at 7 on MeTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, one movie is crafting gold for its theater debut, while another lost its magic.
Well, this morning, David Daniel is breaking down the box office highs and lows from over the weekend. Take a look.
You children are such darlings.
The Woman in the Yard made $4.5 million, falling to 5th place. Snow White slipped to 4th place on ticket sales of $6.1 million. Part 2 of The Chosen Last Supper debuted in 3rd, taking in $6.7 million.
Your family needs hope, but I can't face them like this.
A Working Man lost the top spot, but made another $7.3 million for 2nd place.
And you got yourself a sweet blade.
A Minecraft movie is a blockbuster. The family film exceeded expectations, opening with $157 million, the biggest debut of the year and the best opening ever for a video game adaptation. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So Jack Black, he could just say any word and it'll just sound hilarious because we both just cracked up at him just throwing the blade down.
He's good at slapstick and goofy voices, and not many people are really good at. I think of like Chris Farley when I think of that. So,
I don't know. He's just, I think it's a childhood thing for me because when I watched School of Rock growing up, just everything was hilarious. Oh, love it. Definitely. I can't wait to see it. And keep it right here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we saw a familiar face at the Dust Devils opener, but the excitement did not end there. Coming up, we have how the Dust Devils matched up against the Vancouver Canadians over the weekend. It's all in your next half hour, but first, let's check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is reportedly keeping TikTok on its App Store for now. Sources tell Bloomberg that Attorney General Pam Bondi assured Apple that it won't be penalized after President Trump signed a new 75-day extension, pushing back the deadline to ban TikTok. Next, Jack Black's A Minecraft Movie was a surprisingly large hit over the weekend. It made $157 million at the box office. That's about $100 million more than was predicted. A Minecraft Movie is the biggest opening ever for a video game adaptation. Finally, Meta says its new AI models are its most advanced yet. They are called Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick. Meta is touting them as multimodal systems, which means they can process and integrate various types of data, including text, video, images, and audio. When they had to work long hours, the lead Llama engineer said, "Don't worry, I'll pack a lunch." Those are your Tech Bites.
You know, at Leaf Filter, we're proud to say we have millions of satisfied customers. Hey, there's one right now. And another. Leaf Filter stops needles, acorns, leaves, and more. No louvers, no openings, nowhere for debris to get in at all. I guess with cred like that, it's only natural to have fans. Apparently, a lot of fans. Apparently, a whole lot of fans. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Always dry scoop before you run.
Listen to me. A hot dog diet got me shredded.
It's time we listen to science. One A Day is formulated with key nutrients to support whole body health. One A Day, science that matters.
Long after guests leave, viruses and bacteria linger. Air fresheners add a scent, but only Lysol Air Sanitizer helps erase the trace, eliminating odor and killing 99.9% of viruses and bacteria in the air. Scent can't sanitize, Lysol can.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, so we're trying to get you to do, or you're trying, this has been a personal goal of yours to get that 20-day streak for 3 Degree Guarantee. So
Yes.
How's it going right now?
That means we got to get it up to $500.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, but we're making our way downtown. Yes.
Walking fast.
Yes. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 3 Degree Guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. On Friday, I went with the forecast high of 64 in Pasco, Tri-Cities, and a verified at 65, so I almost nailed it. So the jackpot going up to $150. So today's forecast, I'm going with the forecast high, very comfortable 67 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 64 to 70, the jackpot's going to go up to 175. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is First Alert Radar. We're seeing a lot of action this morning. Looks like some more showers trying to get back into the Cascades. And then really from the lower valley points towards the east, there's this band that runs from about Hermiston up towards just to the east of Connell. Looks like a bit of a dry slot in the Blue Foothills, and then some exiting showers in the Blue Mountains. But we'll see more of this throughout the span of today. Visibility is tough right now in Kittitas County, in both the Kittitas Valley and up in the Cascades, so a good reason to take it slow on I-82 and Interstate 90. Winds gusting out of the south and west, already between 25 to 30 miles per hour in the Blue Mountains. This is something else that we're going to see more of throughout the rest of today. Right now, temperatures in the 40s and 50s in the valleys, 40s and 50s for the basin, right around 50 degrees in the Blue Foothills, down into the mid 40s in the Blue Mountains, and mid to upper 30s in the Cascades. Those temperatures are going to be very important for potential snowfall accumulations a little bit later today. Here's your umbrella cast after 8 this morning. Just small shower chances in the Tri-Cities, but they will be consistent and persistent throughout the day. So for today, seasonal, widespread showers and thunderstorms. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off your half hour talking about money, specifically gas prices. The average price for a gallon of regular in Washington is currently $4.39, which is up about 20 cents from a week ago. With the current average in the Tri-Cities at $4.14, the price in Walla Walla at $4.32, Yakima at $4.16, and last week gas prices went significantly up from the week before, and our team spoke to drivers at the Circle K on Edison and Kennewick Friday morning, and this is what they had to say.
Well, I'm a mom of 2, so I really do have to be saving up for gas and groceries as well.
So it impacts my wallet by everyday life things, trying to do like going out to the park, going out to do other things with family members, but I like going on trips every weekend, so it does affect me when the gas prices are up.
Now, the current average in Oregon is at $4 as of today, and several factors are driving the increase. That includes refinery maintenance and the summer blend gasoline switch. As the last time the national average reached numbers like this, it was consistent with seasonal shifts. However, current prices remain below what they were this time last year. And we spoke with an expert based out of Grandview who says try not to worry too much.
This is springtime, and traditionally prices do rise quite quickly because the cost of making summertime gasoline is more expensive than wintertime gasoline. But we've had a major correction as far as crude oil prices go, and crude oil is just barely above $60. So this run-up we've had in the last week and a half, it may turn around.
Now, to find the cheapest gas in your area, you can visit Gas Buddy's website, which constantly updates prices. In Fire Watch this morning, another fire broke out Friday in West Richland just after 4:30, and fire crews were dispatched to a shop fire on the 400 block of South 41st Avenue. A backyard shed was a total loss, and according to Benton County Fire District Number 4, other nearby sheds suffered some damage. South 41st Avenue was closed for almost 2 hours, but we're told no one was hurt, and the investigation is ongoing. In Yakima, Cowiche Canyon Conservancy says they have expanded protected shrub steppe lands by acquiring 80 acres connected to the Uplands Preserve and Trail Network. Officials say this furthers their mission to protect the habitat of Central Washington, and this expansion is made possible through community donors, and the newly acquired property features sweeping views of Yakima and the foothills and seasonal wildfire blooms, and it also provides habitat for a variety of wildlife, including a rare plant species, songbirds, and many pollinators. And more out of Yakima, Julia Davis has made history in the county. Sworn in on April 1st, Davis became just the third woman to serve on the county district court bench. The former deputy prosecuting attorney and leader of the sexual assault unit, Davis was appointed to fill the seat left by Judge Donald Engel. Her swearing in drew a packed courtroom, with colleges praising her fairness and leadership. Check this out. If you watched the Tri-City Dust Devils and the Vancouver Canadians face off this weekend, you may have seen a familiar face, as our very own Dan Hansen had the honor of throwing out the first pitch. Now, before hitting the field, he spoke with the Dust Devils coach, asking him how he plans to prepare the team for the season. Take a look.
The Dust Devils had a busy week as players reported for duty. One thing is clear, the team is focused and ready for a fresh start. For new manager Dan Bellardello, it's all about doing the little things right.
We're going to be efficient in fundamentals, catching the ball, throwing to the right base, really kind of doing the little things the right way. And I think if we're able to do that, which I think we will, we're going to be in a lot of games.
He brings a wealth of baseball knowledge from playing in the big leagues to learning under legendary managers.
I played for Jim Leyland. Terrific. I learned a lot from him. Probably the main thing is how much he looked ahead in the game, and two, how he treated the 25th guy as the #1 guy.
The roster features some new faces and many returning ones, including right-hander Victor Medeiros, who saw time with the Los Angeles Angels last season.
If you're consistent day in and day out as a person, treat everybody with respect, be able to come out here, have fun, and just enjoy the game that we all play, I think it's going to take you a long way.
The Dust Devils had their struggles against Vancouver last year, but this is a new season. 18 players return and 7 new faces join the club. That includes Chris Cortez, the Angels' 2024 second-round pick. And for manager Bellardello, he's clear on what matters most.
Winning. They keep score. If they didn't keep score, I probably wouldn't care. But they keep score.
Talking more sports now, the Seattle Mariners hit the road over the weekend for 3 games against the San Francisco Giants. And Seattle coming off their first homestand of the season, where they started by losing 5 of 7 to start that year. And new season, same old Mariners. Seattle's offense had struggled, but they're coming off a high note. And here's what manager Dan Wilson had to say.
7 strong, just really handled that lineup very well from the first pitch all the way through. Just an outstanding effort. Gave us what we needed.
Losing the last 3 games to the Giants, losing by 1 point both last night and Friday night, and losing 1-4 Saturday. Hopefully they can turn things around at home today as they take on the Houston Astros, and that game takes place tonight. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, members of the Yakima Police Department were honored by their community for their annual award ceremony. And we have a behind-the-scenes look, plus another look at your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
The Seattle Track and Battle the Kings. Watch tonight starting at 7 on MeTV.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to newuwomensclinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
My family's been serving the Tri-Cities since 1939 at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores. And we have some deals we don't want you to miss. Choose from these long-handled garden tools at only $19.99. Miracle-Gro garden soil, 2 bags for $10. That's a 42% savings. Roundup weed and grass killer sale priced at $22.99. Triple 16 fertilizer, the lowest price around, only $24.88. See all the deals using this QR code. Come see us at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores. And thank you for your business.
Attention Kennewick Irrigation District customers. Due to worsening drought conditions in Washington State, we recommend that you prepare landscaping needs now, for restrictions will likely occur later. Use voluntary watering schedule to ease your lawn into future restriction. Use drip and hose irrigation to focus water where it's needed. Your water conservation efforts today will directly impact the availability of water throughout the irrigation season. Remember, every drop counts. For more information, visit KID.org and click the Drought Information button.
Curve Appeal's new Era machine is here with an unbeatable offer. Get 4 sessions for just $999 or 8 sessions for $17.99. The best prices in town for incredible results. This special ends April 12th. Start your new era with Curve Appeal. Book your consultation today.
Win or save on Lucky Number Tuesday at Buy Mart. This week you can win great prizes from Nintendo, Skill, and more. Plus you can buy them with Tuesday-only pricing. Win or save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Buy Mart since 1955.
Perfect performance.
Tonight, the Idaho Hopefuls go head-to-head.
Let the games begin, baby. Pick your partners and let's go.
And the top 24 are revealed.
We have 1 spot left.
American Idol, new tonight on ABC.
This week on GMA, it's a star-studded lineup that'll have you
begging for more.
With Viola, Anthony, Tracy, Ramon, Rashida, Marseille, Bryce, and of course, Cheryl.
Oh, what a morning.
This week, live on
Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. These winds going to gust out of the south and west upwards of 45 miles per hour up in the Cascades. They'll be a little bit lighter in the Kittitas Valley, and highs today going to span from the mid-40s up in the higher terrain of the Cascades to the low to mid-60s in places like Ellensburg and Vantage. In the Yakima Valley, we'll have about a 20 to 30% chance, more like a 40 to 50% chance of some showers and thunderstorms for today. Winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 35 miles per hour, and we'll have highs that'll be in the mid-60s. Showers and thunderstorms are also going to be likely today in the lower Columbia Basin, gusting out of the south and west around 40 miles per hour. The winds gusting out of the south and west around 40 miles per hour, and these highs going to be in the mid-60s as well. Then in the Blue Foothills, these highs going to span from the upper 50s to the mid-60s. These winds, once again, also gusting out of the south and west around 30 miles per hour. The highs in the Blue Mountains going to be in the low to mid-50s. And today, just to kind of for a little summation here, the best chances of showers and thunderstorms today going to be in the Blue Foothills, the Blue Mountains, and up in the Cascades. In between, coverage not as good. All right, now let's talk about the big picture, some of the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses, and how we're thinking this storm system is going to impact those totals. So here are the numbers heading into this storm system. Here are the numbers that we're expecting on the back side of this storm system. And long story short, we'll have about 1 to 4 percentage points of improvement across the map, so some good stuff, but I'll put actual numbers to that in terms of snowfall and rainfall totals. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, John. Making a difference this morning, the Yakima Police Department held their annual award ceremony to celebrate the dedication and achievements of their officers. Apple Valley News Now's Nicole Stewart has more on this story.
For members of the Yakima Police Department, it was a night to recognize their service to the community, as well as the community itself. Leaders within Yakima attended the event, including Mayor Patricia Byers, who spoke about the challenges the city faced since her last attendance to the ceremony.
First, I want to recognize that it's been a year since I was here, and a lot of difficult and challenging things have happened in our community during this past year. We had gang violence and shootings, domestic violence that destroys families, tragic accidents and injuries, death and injury to children at the hands of those who were supposed to cherish them.
The event was hosted by Yvette Isuza, currently the Public Information Officer, who is later recognized as the Non-Commissioned Employee of the Year. Yakima Police Chief Sean Boyle took a moment off script to talk about the work of the department and its relationship with the community.
Every day, men and women do some incredible work, and tonight's just the opportunity to see, like it says, to go above and beyond. But it's throughout our entire valley. We have a significant amount of partnership throughout the valley, and I thank there for our help every day.
Of the awards handed out, some included the Rookie of the Year Award, which went to dedicated DUI officer Kylie Swift, who was recognized for her work ethic, arresting 116 impaired drivers within the last year. She also has spent time at driving schools teaching about impaired driving. The Officer of the Year went to Ryan Pepper, who not only has 20 years of experience, but was recognized for his continued enthusiasm, motivation, and excitement for the job. The ceremony concluded by asking the audience to continue honoring the sacrifices made by their officers and continuing their support of law enforcement.
We have witnessed remarkable acts of courage that remind us all of the challenges that they face daily to keep our communities safe. Congratulations to all the award recipients for their well-deserved recognition, and let us never forget the sacrifices made by our officers and their families in the line of duty.
Nicole Stewart, Apple Valley News Now.
Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And Josh will be back with your full First Alert weather forecast. Keep it right here.
No matter what your children's dreams might be or how often they might change, with the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for the future. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
For 60 years, Woods Nursery has been inspiring families to create beautiful, joyful gardens in our community. Spanning 5 acres, it's one of the largest nurseries in southeastern Washington, offering a vast selection of plants, trees, and flowers, all grown in the USA. Explore handcrafted ornamental pieces made by American artisans and get expert guidance from 3 generations of the Wood family, dedicated to helping you design stunning landscapes. Visit us today and discover everything you need to bring your outdoor space to life.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
At US Cellular, we're celebrating our customers, like JP here. It's a special event. Us days.
Yeah, we get special rewards and exclusive deals, and it's only for US Cellular customers. It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Us Days at US Cellular. Right now, our customers can get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet.
No matter what your children's dreams might be or how often they might change, with the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for the future. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee Weather, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Looks like this band of rainfall that we've been dealing with for this morning is starting to get some pockets of heavier rainfall, especially here in southeastern Yakima County. And it looks like this little area in the foothills of Morrow County. If this holds together, this could bring some very heavy rainfall to the Hermiston area. So that's something we're going to continue to track throughout the rest of this morning. Let's put all this into motion with Futurecast. This is 8 this morning. You can see there's going to be a pretty clear divide here between two different bands of rainfall. Around midday, looks a little bit drier for lower elevations and for the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. More scattered showers and some thunderstorms into this afternoon. But I want you to pay attention to both mountain ranges during this time frame, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. But then after 8 p.m., 9 p.m., that's when we're going to start to dry out in the Blues. But more snowfall expected up in the Cascades. Really, it's going to break the Cascades throughout the night and into tomorrow morning. There's another wave of snowfall that's going to impact the Cascades once again. And as we head into the late morning, that's when some of this is going to spread down into lower elevations, into the other mountain range, more widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms once again. And then we're looking drier as we head into the evening and overnight hours as we transition into Wednesday. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 48 hours. Probably the hot spot here is going to be White Pass on U.S. Highway 12 in Yakima County. If we have anywhere else that gets over 5 inches of snowfall, I would be very surprised. Now, the rainfall totals, you can see we're going to have rainfall plenty up in the Cascades and in the Blue Mountains and in the Blue Foothills, even some tangible amounts possible in the lower Columbia Basin, not nearly as much in the valleys. Winds also going to be a factor for today, specifically between 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. as they'll be racing out of the south and west upwards of 45 miles per hour, some of the fastest wind gusts being in the Cascades. We're looking drier for Wednesday and beyond. There's another impulse for Friday and Saturday, that one not looking too spectacular, and high temperatures mostly seasonal, if not a little bit above average for the next 7 days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain and storms likely today and windy on top of that. A few thunderstorms possibly left over tomorrow, then dry for Wednesday and beyond. In Yakima, about 50-50 chances of showers and storms today and tomorrow, dry and staying mild past midweek. In Ellensburg, also roughly 50-50 chances of showers and storms over the next couple days, dry beyond Wednesday, and then the winds become a factor by Friday and Saturday. For Hermiston, rain and thunderstorms likely today, much less likely tomorrow, then some dry and mild and warm weather for Wednesday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, showers and thunderstorms likely for both today and tomorrow, dry and warming up Wednesday and Thursday, but cooler with small shower chances returning Friday and Saturday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, a major protest drew thousands of people to Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick. It's part of the nationwide hands-off movement, people protesting various issues, all in opposition to the Trump administration. This one stretching nearly half a mile and lasting over 2 hours Saturday. Many protests have taken place since Trump took office for the second time in January, but Saturday's protests appear to be the most widespread to date. Some protests across the U.S. drew counter-protesters. Benton County deputies and animal control are investigating a possible case of animal cruelty and illegal dog breeding. Deputies say 13 dogs were seized from a home in Benton County Saturday. They say the animals will now be cared for by animal control, and a veterinarian is expected to examine them in the coming days. There's no word yet on any arrests. The investigation is ongoing. A park closure in Richland happening this week. The parking lot at Leslie Groves Park closing for pavement treatment, and it starts today. The lot is located at Snyder Street, and the closure is only expected to last 2 days, but which days is unclear. And the parking lot at Saint Street will also be closed, but this is only expected to last 1 day. And Washington and Oregon become the latest states to sue the Trump administration's efforts in overhauling elections. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown and other lawmakers claiming that neither the Constitution nor any federal law gives the president the authority to set rules on how states conduct elections. A new executive order issued last week requires people to provide documents proving their citizenship when registering to vote. It also puts states' federal funding at risk if election officials don't comply. Brown says about 9% of citizens of voting age do not have documents readily available. Officials in 19 other states have filed similar lawsuits. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and a new traffic safety campaign in Washington means law enforcement agencies all across the state will be doing extra emphasis patrols. Starting today through the 11th, authorities will be looking for distracted drivers, and studies show it takes an average of 5 seconds to read a text message, and in that time, a car trying traveling at city speeds can cover 3/4 of a football field. So reminder to put your distractions away, not just this week, but all the time. International headlines this morning. This could be another rough day for retirement funds. The Trump administration is doubling down on tariffs as stock markets around the world plunge. Tumbles in U.S. stock futures yesterday following back-to-back sell-offs last week. A universal 10% tariff on all imports is now in effect after starting Saturday. And this Wednesday, additional duties on products from dozens of countries are set to begin. And President Trump says he wants to make deals with countries that close trade deficits with the U.S. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting with President Trump today in Washington, and according to a statement by Netanyahu, he's set to talk about the hostages, Gaza, and also the tariffs imposed on Israel. Now to your business headlines this morning. President Trump announcing he will again delay the TikTok ban for 75 days in the U.S., and this as his staff continues to work on a deal to preserve access to the app. The announcement comes just one day before the ban was set to go into effect after failing to sell to a U.S. owner. And the initial delay of 75 days first taking place when Trump took office back in January. Now to your health headlines. A second child has died of measles in Texas amid the ongoing outbreak. Officials in Lubbock say the child was unvaccinated and had no known underlying health conditions. The first confirmed death was another unvaccinated child in Texas, while a death in New Mexico remains under investigation. At least 569 cases of measles have been reported in at least 3 states, and the vast majority of those cases are in Texas, with nearly all unvaccinated people. Now, this comes as Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is promoting the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine as the most effective way to prevent someone from catching measles. Kennedy arrived in West Texas to show support for the family and the community, and the state health department reports there have been nearly 500 measles cases. Texas is among more than 20 states that have recorded measles cases so far this year. Trending this morning, if you've tried your luck over the weekend and noticed your Mega Millions ticket cost a little more money, no, you're not unlucky. Changes to the lottery game came Friday night after the drawing.
For starters, the cost of a ticket went up from $2 to $5. The tickets now also include a built-in multiplier, which will increase non-jackpot prizes. Those prices will also see a bump.
Another change is that the starting jackpot will be $50 million, which is more than double the current starting jackpot of $20 million. And officials say these game changes are good for the player because the overall odds to win any prize will actually improve. And I know I've talked to you about this before, but if you won the lottery, what would you do with it first, Josh?
I'd put a lot of it in savings.
Yes.
That would be step one.
I'd pay off a lot of things, yeah.
I'd quit my job.
I think my answer's changed now. Oh, yeah.
No offense, I love what I do, but if I have those kind of funds, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think my answers have changed from this year and last year, but I don't know.
So what's your answer now?
Paying off, what I have to pay off. All those things.
That's a good step.
Yeah, there's step one. And step two, we'll just see. We got to take a vacation at some point.
Play
though,
it
right?
by ear.
Yeah. We'll keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, gas prices keep going up, now at a state average of just over $4. And we'll hear from an expert on why those prices continue to climb. Plus, we have a look at the White Lotus season finale that aired last night. But don't worry, there's no spoilers. I haven't seen it myself yet. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Yeah, we have showers and thunderstorms likely for both today and tomorrow in the region. I'll show you who's going to see what in terms of rain, snow, and thunderstorms. So all that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.